Okay, prop the mic, PTM here on a Wednesday. What's today's date? March 29th. Giant NBA slate. What's up, Dave?
What's up? I'm excited. Got a lot going on this week, right? We got lots of NBA games. Got a lot going on Twitter, right? We just featured in our first sports creator article by our boy Teddy. So go up and read that. We posted that on our account. So a lot of exciting things going on for PTM.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. He's doing a pretty good series. He's really into this. He calls them sports creator space. This fledgling legal sports gambling world that's upon us here. So it's pretty interesting stuff. It was fun doing the interview, and it's exciting to see it start to come together.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so good night last night, right? Lots of wins. And more to come. Although we do have to comment on the one loss. DeJounte Murray officially done. He might be playing basketball, but he's not playing on our team. So he gave us another hook last night. So that means he's officially done for the season. So
that's it. It's a wrap for DeJounte. Unfortunately, one of my favorite players to bet on last season when he was on the Spurs. Wasn't that way this season, but things may be changing in Atlanta, so we shall see.
All right, so we got a 10-game slate tonight. Lots of stuff. Things were just flowing very naturally today. I didn't feel like I had to.
Ooh, I'd like to hear this from you.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I had to work that hard. I kind of lately I felt like the prop market has been a little sharper, right? A little harder to find value.
Yes.
And today I thought there was some really eye-popping stuff. So we got 10 games. We'll cover most of them. I think we've got stuff on 8 of them. But let's dive into it. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So first game, we got the Bucks at the Pacers. Pacers are getting 11.5 at home. Totals 237. Middleton's questionable for the Bucks. But I think Holiday and Giannis will play on that side. On the Pacers side, Halliburton and Hield are both out. So that's, I think, only happened in one game so far this season. So not a lot of historical, but there are a lot of opportunities for players.
That opens up a lot of opportunities for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. So why don't you tell us what you saw?
All right. So Halliburton was going to have a great matchup here. But that should fall to I'd be looking at TJ McConnell and Andrew Nembhard, also in good matchups in their own regard, but now even better that they'll take some of this Halliburton usage and kind of eat into his nice matchup here. So I like those two guys. I'd also look Naismith and Jordan Nwora, who's in a revenge game, mind you, drafted by the Bucks, played his first 3 seasons with the Bucks. So a little revenge narrative there. In a good matchup, and Miles Turner as well, stretch bigs, averaging 5.5 3-point attempts per game. That's his game. Lots of threes. So I'd also look at him as well. Should we go into the? Let's go into the picks on that side, and then we'll loop back around to Milwaukee. So I liked Nembhard here. Points and assists, 13.5 minus 105. So nice odds. He's done this in 6 of 7 without Halliburton, averaging 17.7 PA. And he had 17 PA 2 days ago in the only game that Halliburton and Buddy Hield didn't play for the Pacers this season. So nice spot. And then I have what were you going to say?
No, I said nice. That's good fun. I didn't even look at him.
Yeah. And then the other one's McConnell. I have a feeling you might have something on McConnell.
Yes, I am a creature of habit. Although lately with Halliburton being out, I've been leaning towards McConnell's assists, and that's a sweat every time you do it. It's like if it's 6.5, he just gets you to 7. If it's 7.5, he just gets you to 8. So I actually like his points better today. I like 12.5 points. You get plus money, plus 100. 6 of 10 in games without Halliburton. had 15 in that game versus Dallas, where Halliburton and Heel did not play. And listen to his 3 games against Milwaukee this year, which is probably what you're most excited about.
Oh yeah.
Halliburton didn't play in any of these, I
Yep.
believe, and he had 29, 19, and 19.
Yes.
So I don't really. Again, this goes back to why is Milwaukee, who's a fairly decent defensive team, right? They're actually one of the better defensive teams. Why are certain guys able to just abuse them? So
because I honestly think this is a huge edge here. I think there's a narrative about Drew Holiday and there's a narrative about the Bucks, and for 95%, 90% of it is probably true. Defensively, great team, whatever, but the data doesn't lie. I mean, we have these guards and ball handlers just, against Milwaukee, it's like a top 1, top 2, top 3 matchup over the last couple months now. So I think this is a big edge that we can look at here. People just associate Milwaukee with good defense, and it's not that case for your backcourt guys. So
yeah, I think overall they're a good defensive team, but there's the backcourt is a weakness, or it's just a position where they choose to give up points, right?
Yes,
I mean, they're winning the game, so it's like it's about where you prioritize your defense. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good point you make. Allowing 9.1 3-point attempts to shot creating guards. A lot of that is, you're probably right. It's probably that they're laying off, letting them take the threes. They'll live with those. And yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you win the game. Okay. So what about on the Bucks side?
I also liked his assists, 7.5 assists. I know you mentioned Sweaty, but it's also plus 105, and the 3 games against Milwaukee, 12, 9, and 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I think those two get parlayed together, sir.
Okay. All right. That's something nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On the Bucks side, I threw out. No, I just threw out the pick this morning, so I'll start with that one. Right. We, I was looking at what is a player that is almost a definitive yes for a steal today, and I liked Holiday, despite us trashing him 30 seconds ago. 3 for 3 in getting a steal against Indy this year. 9 of his last 10 getting a steal. Some of those games he gets 2 steals. And then I also liked his assists today. He's averaged 10 or 11 assists in the 3 games against Indy. But in a lot of these games, he lands right at 7 assists. So I brought the assist down from 7.5 to 7. Threw 1 steal with it. You put those 2 together, you get plus money, plus 105.
That's
actually
nice.
up to plus 110. So
I like that.
So we'll start with that. What else do you like?
So Giannis has an incredible matchup here. So I think I like his points. 31.5 points, minus 125. He missed the last game, so he's on 3 days rest today. He's cleared 31.5 points in 6 straight games on 3 days rest, averaging 41.8 points per game, 10 higher than his line tonight. His last 3 games against Indy, 25 points in the most recent game, but the 2 prior, 41 and 50. Okay. Yeah, he's done this in 7 of his last 10 when he plays more than 28 minutes, averaging 33.5. And his last 6 of 8 on the road when he plays more than 28 minutes, averaging 35.5 points. Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad
at all, he says. Yeah,
okay.
3 days rest for Yanni.
Yanni. Okay. Anybody else?
That's it.
That's enough, right? We got 9 more games. Let's get going.
Yeah, let's move.
All right. Rockets at the Nets. Nets are minus 10.5 at home. Totals 229. What do you like here?
Giant monster matchup here for Mikal Bridges. I ended up going with his points. Just look, his last 3 games, 44, 27, and 32. Sorry, the line's 26.5. 44, 27, 32 in his last 3 games. And not too long ago, on March 7th, he had 30 points against Houston. So I like that. His usage rate has really climbed recently here. So I like Bridges. And then this one was a little bit different, but Cam Johnson over 5.5 RA. He's done this in all 3 games on 2 days rest since he joined the Nets with 8, 8, and 7. And he's also done it in his last 7 of 9 overall, averaging 7.1 RA.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at where the Nets are. Oh, this is kind of cool. The Nets are in 6th place, right? They have a record of 40 and 35. And then right behind them, a half a game behind them, and right across the river in Manhattan, the Heat will be playing, and they're only a half game behind. And the Knicks are 2.5 in front. So you got the 5th, 6th, and 7th team all playing within within a couple miles of each other. So that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. But my point is these games are critical. I know the West is tighter, but kind of in the middle of the pack, especially on the East, it's very tight. So the Nets are going to be playing their guys big minutes. And I think the Rockets, who are clearly not in contention for the playoffs, have been playing teams pretty tough. So I think that 10.5 points is probably a little bit generous.
Yeah.
And I think this will be a tight game, and I think the Nets will ultimately win, and I think Bridges will have a big game. So I love that play.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's good for an easy 30 tonight. You have anything on Houston side?
I just liked Jalen Green's assists on the road.
Okay.
2.5 assists, and he has done this in only 6 of his last 10 at home, but 9 of 10 away on the road. So he seems to be prioritizing assists on the road, which makes sense. As a young guy, probably in front of the home crowd, he wants to show up and score more. It is minus 175, so it's not really a play on its own. But why I did want to highlight it here is in those 9 of 10 away where he's hit this, 8 of them he's had 4 assists. So if you want to roll the dice a little bit,
juice it up.
Yeah, you could get plus money for 4 assists. I think it's a good play. It's something that we played earlier in the season, probably back in October.
Yeah, we were playing that quite a bit earlier
or November, and he was getting like 5, 6, 7 assists at that time. He's not getting those as frequently, but he is consistently getting 3, 4 assists. So I like that play.
Nice. Yeah, that's a little bit of a sneaky one. I like that. I actually was on Kevin Porter's got a really nice matchup here. Not a guy we play too often, but I like his par, 26.5 par. He's done it in his last 8 of 9 games, averaging 30.7 par over his last 9 games in a nice matchup here against Brooklyn.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I did have one on the net side. I forgot. It's purely there's some data to support this, but this is more of a gut play than anything. Royce O'Neal, 7.5 points.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah,
it's a good matchup. He's on my list here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Minus 115. He's done this in 6 of 10, but he had 11 in the previous matchup against Houston. And then I did a little digging, and Royce O'Neal is from, I don't know if I'm
Baylor.
saying this right.
He went to Baylor, right?
He went to Baylor, but he's from Killeen, Texas.
Okay.
And if you Google map that's a short little 3-hour drive to Houston. So
he grew up a Rockets fan.
He probably grew up a Rockets fan.
Big Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady
guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. That was probably the last time the Rockets had a winning season. And who's the other guy?
The one Harden, Chris Paul year.
Oh, true.
Almost made it, but that was
Steve Francis was another Rocket that was
Steve
great.
Francis,
Stevie
franchise.
So anyway, Royce O'Neal, 8 points seems simple.
I like it.
His 3 points is another direction you can go. 2 3-pointers is another thing that he's been nailing fairly consistently. So, okay.
Yep.
Anybody else on either side?
No, that's it. That was a nice add-on. I like that play.
Okay, cool. Heat at the Knicks. We just mentioned Knicks are -5 at home. Totals 223. You and I both love the same guy in this game. We were chatting about it before this, but go for it. Let's see if we get the same angle.
Yeah, we slept on him last night. There was some text going back and forth about a play on Hero, and he crushed last night. He was in a nice matchup. So just two points here about Hero. I liked his PR, 24.5 PR minus 120. He's done it in 5 straight games against the Knicks, averaging 30.2, and he's done it in 8 of his last 9 games on a back-to-back, averaging almost 33 PR.
Yeah. I'll just add. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. His points, 19.5 points. Done this in 6 of 10, but last 3 of 3. But his last 5 games against the Knicks, 21. This goes back to last year, 21, 25, 25, 29, 22. So, and then I looked, I had this like theory that that Hero might be a guy who like gets up for games against New York teams. I don't know why I thought that, but
he seems like the guy. Yeah.
Against Brooklyn, he also had 23 and 24. So very consistently dominating the New York team. So yeah, I love Hero, either PA, PR, or just points or par. I think they're all good tonight. So
yeah, I think they're all good too. Points is probably the nice save one. I like the reason I went PR is if you look at his home away splits on the road, he seems like he kind of prioritizes rebounding a bit more. So that's why I was kind of leaning in that direction. And then also on the back-to-backs, he had a higher hit rate on the rebounds than the assists on the back-to-back. So that was my thinking behind that one.
Yeah. All good. All right. Anybody
on? Just one on the Knicks. Quentin Grimes been super hot lately. I like his par here, 14.5 par. We like these low pars. They're good. In his last 3 games in his last 3 games overall, 29, 36, and 25. The 25 was against Miami. Okay. His last 3 games against Miami, 25, 6, and then 24. So 2 out of his last 3 against Miami. His last 3 of 5 at home, averaging 18.2. And then this is great. He's done this in his last 11 of 16 on one-day rest at home. And if you filter out games when he's played more than 22 minutes, which he will tonight, 11 of his last 12 games on one-day rest at home, he's cleared 14.5 par, averaging 20 par in those 12 games.
Yeah, he had a monster number of assists too in the last game, which is encouraging for a par play, right? Didn't he have like 8 or 9 assists or something?
Yeah, it's 6. Yeah.
Oh, 6. He was pacing really well. That was my play on the Knicks side as well, Grimes. But I liked his points. I like 9.5 points. Mm-hmm. He's been playing big minutes of late. So I just looked 70% of the games in which he plays 35 minutes or more. He's crossed the 10-point line. So, so I like points. I like par. I think they're both good plays. Par might be a little safer, especially
I think he could crush it on the points alone, right?
Yeah, he could get 15 points easily. So,
and I liked that last game against Orlando. Granted, Brunson didn't play, right? But six assists, 5 rebounds, 25 points. Pretty awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Brunson is questionable for the game, so we'll see if he plays tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else in this one?
Nope. Let's go.
All right. Next game was the Mavs at the Sixers. Sixers -4 at home. Totals 231.5. I don't even know how do they even set a line without knowing whether or not Embiid and Harden are playing, right?
Yeah.
Like who? I mean, there has to be some assumption, right? But you got to figure one of them has to be playing if the line is -4, right? There's no way they're both out and it's -4.
Correct. So for sure.
But you think our job is tough trying to come up with these picks, the guys who set the lines. Yeah. But anyway, no props really are out for this. There were a couple on the Dallas side, so let's just pass on this one.
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right. Next, we got the rematch of the Lakers versus the Bulls, the Pat Bev too small to LeBron game. Yeah. Bulls are getting 2.5 at home, which was kind of surprising to me. That the Bulls are getting points at home in this one, especially after they just beat the Lakers in LA.
No LeBron, right?
What?
No LeBron in that previous game, but now he's back.
No, he played in that game.
Oh, he did. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, the whole Pat. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And he played decent minutes. He played like 28 minutes or something like that. So Totals 227.5. What do you like here? You got some good recent data.
Yeah, I actually didn't find anything for this one. Levine is popping off big time. There's a lot of games today, so I kind of ran out of time before we were coming on to record. So I think I can find something. I'd like to find something for Levine here. I think it's a good matchup for him. But I actually didn't end up landing on anything for this game.
I only had one pick, and it's a new prop, a prop we've never given out on this show.
Okay.
You ready for it? Turnovers. Yep.
Okay.
LeBron over 2.5 turnovers, minus 130. Okay. Seven of his last 10 games, which obviously is spread over the course of about a month. Mm-hmm. He had 5 turnovers in the previous game against Chicago, which was his first game back from injury. Mm-hmm. And he is 13 of 24, so about half the games at home, he gets 3 turnovers. But on the road, 18 of 24 games on the road, he has 3+ turnovers. So I think a LeBron who is still getting back into shape after being out for a few weeks, who has a history of being sloppy on the road, against a fairly good defensive team with guys like Pat Bev and Caruso and Pat Williams, like even Levine and DeRozan. Those are also fairly good defensive players.
Yeah. And you got the Caruso revenge narrative there too.
Yeah, Caruso revenge. Pat Bev's good for probably 1 or 2 steals himself, and one of those is going to come off of LeBron. So I think he's easily a 3 turnover game, if not 4 or 5 for LeBron. So
all right,
let's dip our toe into the turnover water.
Turnovers. They have those on DK.
So it depends on what state you're in.
I see. Okay.
In New York, I don't see them available pregame. So what you can do on FanDuel, they offer them once a game starts.
You
so
can bet them,
just literally LeBron will start the game. So I believe.
I think so.
Did he start the last game? But anyway,
he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't. Right?
Okay, I don't remember. But as soon as he comes into the game, the prop will become available, and it'll be set at 2.5. You jump on it. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Very nice.
All right. Next game, we got the Clippers at the Grizz. Grizzlies are -4. Totals 233.5. I call this the Luke Kennard revenge game.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah.
Forgot about that. You got like the hottest player in the league right now.
Yeah.
I never thought I would say about my boy Luke
Kennard. Yeah.
But
go ahead. I want to hear this one.
No, there were no props out for him, but he's like a guaranteed 4-3. So I figure his 3-point prop is going to be set somewhere around 2.5, maybe 3.5.
Maybe 3.5, maybe.
But I think
probably 2.5.
Probably 2.5, just given the playing time that he gets. But he has crossed 4 threes in 3 consecutive games. So I think he's a great play tonight.
Nice.
In this revenge matchup.
Yeah. That's a good one.
What do you got?
So Ja is in a great matchup here. Now I know it's a little. I know he came off the bench. I think he's still coming off the bench. Regardless, he played almost 30 minutes in the last game. So getting back to his normal minutes, whether he's starting or not, it seems.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, he's projected to start. So
yeah. So I like his assists, 7.5 assists is plus 115. He's done this in 12 of 13 games on 2 days rest and 10 straight on 2 days rest, averaging 10.2 assists per game. So you're getting at a discount here, I think, because he just came back and whatever. Like it's a low line for him,
Yeah, I mean, last game was the first. He's been back for 3 games. Last game was the first game he played anywhere near his normal minutes. He played 29 minutes. First game he played 24, then 19, and then 29. And he's had 5 assists, 8 assists, and 6 assists. So he's not really playing the minutes that he normally plays, probably 32, 35 minutes.
But the last game he played almost 30, right?
He played almost 30. So I think my point is I think this is going to be a competitive game. Two of those games were against the Rockets, one of which they won by 30-something points. Mm-hmm. So I think now that this will be a competitive game, looks like he's starting. I think that's a good play considering he's been
Yeah.
almost getting there in most of the games.
Yeah. And then I also liked his par 38.5. That one was minus 115. He's done that in 6 of 7 on 2 days rest in games that he played more than 28 minutes. In those 7 games, averaging 48.5 par. So 10 more than his line here. So that was nice. And then real quick, Triple J, who was paced, had 16 points in the first half and finished with 16 points last night. Not sure what, and of course fouled out.
Oh, did he? I didn't
Yeah.
even. I texted you saying we should have played
great
him.
job. Nice pick with Triple J, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess I jinxed them.
Yeah. Yep. So he couldn't get he only needed 5 more points, I think, and he couldn't get him. But anyway, I liked his 3-point line here. 2 plus 3s is plus 115. He's done this in all 6 games this season that he's played on a back-to-back, and he's done it in 4 of his last 5 against the Clippers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have anybody on the Memphis side other than a potential hypothetical
Kennard.
play on Kennard. What
All
about
right.
on the Clippers side?
So on the Clippers, Kawhi's in a nice matchup here. I'd for sure look at him. The other guy's in a nice matchup is Eric Gordon. That's who I actually ended up on. Did you have something on Kawhi?
I liked what I saw, but the lines were high, so I just laid off of it.
Okay.
He has last 2 games he hasn't been scoring that much, but yeah, this will be a good output for him. But yeah, let's talk about Gordon because I didn't have a play on him, but I did like what I saw.
Okay, so I liked his points, 12.5 points, minus 130. The last 2 games without Paul George, he had 22 and 15, so pretty nice there. The 2 times he played Memphis this season, he was with Houston then, but he had 17 points in both games against the Rockets. And I like this ball. So he's classified as a ball handling wing. They're averaging 8 3-point attempts per game against Memphis since January 1st. So lots of, and that's mostly his game. So lots of threes to go around here for Eric Gordon tonight. I like this one.
Yeah, I like that. 233-point game. So Kawhi's good. Kawhi's good for 30 of the Clippers points probably, and then that's going to leave, a good amount for guys like Gordon and such. Yeah. So I think that's a good play. What about your guy Batum running him back 8.5 points? Scared too.
I am a little bit here. Triple D, they're very good defensively, Memphis. So it's not who are they playing the other day? OKC, right? Yeah, it's this night and day. I'm not going back to the well with Batum there.
It's good. It's good. You're selling high.
Yes.
But we bought low and we're selling high. Excellent.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But 8.5 points seems doable. He's been his output without George has been up there, and also Morris is out of this game as well, so I think that gives him more minutes. But again, not a great matchup. So let's stick with Gordon.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Cool. Next, we got the Pistons at the Thunder. Thunder minus 11.5 at home. Totals 232. This is my favorite play of the day. I almost texted it to you earlier, but I was like, I was ahead of you on the research, so I didn't want to I didn't want to sway you, but this is my favorite play of the day and a guy I've never played before.
Oh, so it's not SGA. Okay. What side of the ball is it on? What team?
It's on the tanking side, the tanking side of the ball.
On the tanking side of the ball, your favorite play here. It must be on Bagley or Wiseman or something, right?
Nope.
No?
Anyway,
Ivy?
Go ahead.
Ivy Hayes? All right.
No.
I only had one play from this game. SGA is in a phenomenal matchup here. I liked his points and assists, 36.5. The last 2 times he played Detroit, he had 38 and 43. He's on 2 days rest today. He's done this in 10 of 13 on 2 days rest, averaging 38.8, and 9 of 11 on 2 days rest at home, averaging 39 PA.
Yeah, let's look up where they are. Very important game for the Thunder. They are currently the 10 seed. They're tied with the Mavericks, who are the 11 seed, and they are half a game behind the Lakers, a game behind the Pelicans, and 2 games behind the T-Wolves. So they are in danger of falling out. So winning a home game against a terrible team is critical. So I think SGA plays some big minutes tonight and ensures that they get this win. So I like that.
Yeah, that's a nice one. All right, let me hear it.
I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Isaiah
Levers.
Levers.
Yeah.
Over 3.5 rebounds.
Okay.
7. So I'm looking at the month of March. So, which is really when the true commitment to tanking began. Bogdanovich played the first game in March and then hasn't played since. And that's when they've just been sitting everybody in. He's 7 out of 8. Hitting this in the month of March. He's averaging in those 8 games. He's averaging 32 minutes, so he's playing big minutes. I think he starts right.
Their lineup's so in flux, but he has started. Yeah.
Well, whatever. It doesn't. Yeah. He's playing 32 minutes. Doesn't matter if he's coming off the bench or not. Yeah. And he had 5 versus OKC back in November in only 20 minutes of play. So project that out to a full 32-minute game, and I think this guy ends up with 7 or 8 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, I like it. He's in a nice matchup already. He's on my list here. He's classified as a shooting forward. If you want to dig a little bit more, recent shooting forwards against OKC, Nasir Little had 6, Marcus Morris 4, Marcus Morris again 5, Cam Johnson 9. Yeah, this is a nice play. Harrison Barnes 9, Jeremy Grant, Harrison Barnes 9, and then 8 back-to-back games. Yeah, this is a nice play.
Yeah, this is a play that you don't tell your kids about. Like, it's not like something that you're proud of. Because it's really like scraping the bottom of the barrel, right?
Yeah.
But it's one that is proven by
you're not gonna sit your grandkids down on your knee one day in the future and tell them about this one.
Kids, back in March of 2023, I played Isaiah Levers. Isaiah Levers. So anyway, I like that play.
All right, yeah, that was good. I like that.
All right, cool. Jazz at the Spurs. Spurs are getting 6 at home. Total is 235. The Spurs are also in tank mode. Sohan, Vassell, and Keldon Johnson all out, which to me made me just turn the page. For Tom, it had him licking his chops. So I have nothing on this game, but what do you like?
Yeah, this is it's my favorite play of the day, favorite game of the day, but it's up there. I know I had a few that I liked here. So you're definitely getting some opportunities opened with Sohan and Vassell and Johnson out. So I liked Bates Diop here. We're going to try to run it back with Bates Diop or run it back or whatever. We're going to try to hit one of these Bates Diop plays one of these days. So 11.5 points, minus 115. I like this because not only is he in a good matchup here, but in 7 of 9 games without Sohan and Vassell, he's averaging 14 points per game in 9 games without those 2 guys. So
nice.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys playing for the Spurs here. So yeah, he'll get some extra run. And then Trey Jones also in a nice matchup here. I liked his assist. It was 6.5 assists and his plus 120. The last 2 games that he played, both without Sohan and Vassell, he had 12 and 8. And he's done this in 6 of 8 this season on 2 days rest, averaging 7.5 assists per game. I thought that was nice.
Interesting. I think that was the only prop that I was really intrigued by in this game was his assists. So.
Yeah. It's an interesting one, and already a nice matchup. So I was already feeling it, and then he's got extra runs. So let's try Trey Jones' assist there, and then just one on the Utah side. So Markkanen is in a nice matchup, but he's still questionable. Kessler is the other guy in a nice matchup here. I liked his rebounds, 10.5 rebounds, minus 140. not a lot of he is up and down, but I thought I looked at his last 2 games against the Spurs. Both were in February, and he had 15 and 12 rebounds in those 2 games against the Spurs last month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is nice. Yeah, I was looking at Zach Collins as well, but I do not like the matchup for him. I think he's in a tough matchup. So I would even think about fading him in this game.
Absolutely. There's not a single bit. All the positions that pop off against Utah are your backcourt guys, your wings. It's not the big men. So
yeah, because he's been really hot the last couple of games. But then when you look at his history against the Spurs, against the Jazz, it's no good. So so that's also a fade option.
Yeah.
What's Bates Diop's first name? Is it Corey?
I think it might be Corey, yeah.
Corey Bates Diop?
Corey Bates Diop, something like that.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, we got the T-Wolves at the Suns. Suns are -5. Total is 235. What do you like in this game? Oh, obviously can't breeze over the fact that this is the return of KD. His tune-up for the playoffs, right?
Yes.
So what do you like?
I actually I didn't end up with anything for this game, but Booker is in a great matchup. Durant's also in a great matchup here, both of them. But I don't know how many minutes Durant's going to play and whatnot. So I would definitely, those are the 2 guys to look at on the Phoenix side. And then against and then on the Minnesota side, Conley is one that was popping off, but I had nothing.
Well, I'm glad you said that. So let me start I started my analysis on this game on the Suns side, and I said, you know what, let me stay away from the starters because I have no idea like who's getting the ball in this game. KD's only played in 3 games, so there's not a huge sample. So I actually looked at Cam Payne in this game for 7.5 points. He's had really good history against Minnesota. 13 points last year when they played, and then 8 and 23 this year when they played. But then, so I was all over that. I was excited to deliver another Isaiah Levers type play here. But then I looked at the 3 games that Cam Payne played with Durant so far, and he had 5, 6, and 6. So I'm laying off the Sun side. I think it's just too much uncertainty as to who's playing what minute. Yeah, let's see.
Let's get a game under our belt and see how the rotations went tonight. Yeah.
But I did love Conley. That was my play on that side. 7 of his last 8 games crossing his points.
The points is what I was looking at. Yeah.
Well, I didn't even write down the line. What was it? 11.5, 12.5, something like that.
Find it. Yeah. It is 11.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 11.5. 8 of 8 on the road. Right, 8 of his last 8 on the road. 2 of 2 in games playing with Cat, which I think is worth. That's a big change.
It is. Yeah.
And then his last 4 games against Phoenix, none of which came while playing on Minnesota, but some were this year and some were last year. But 16, 13, 13, 13. So he's a 13-point guy against Phoenix. So I love it. And the fact that he's consistently putting up big numbers, even with Cat back in the lineup. Is good. I saw a lot of people, multiple people today on Edwards as well, because of his historical matchup against the Suns. But I think that is a also a wait and see because his 2 games with Cat so far, 13 points and 17 points. So I would lay off Edwards. He could have a monster game, but I would lay off of him given the uncertainty. I'd focus on Conley in this one.
Yeah, a lot of uncertainty on both sides. But Conley was the one. I almost pulled the trigger on the points here, but I'm glad you did. That was the one I was looking at. Nice.
All right, cool. And then the last game, I'm not sure we have much for this one, but let's talk about it. The Kings at the Blazers. Blazers are getting 14 points at home. Totals 235.5. You got anything?
I don't. Everybody's out for Portland though. I think even Cam Reddish is out. So there's going to be some guy, if props do come out, like Eubanks, Rolling Cup bigs are in a nice matchup here. There's no Nurkic. So Eubanks is going to get extended run here in a nice matchup. I think also, I'm just trying to look at the Sorry. So you have Grant out, Lillard out, Nurkic out, Reddish doubtful, Simons out, Winslow out, Watford doubtful. It's unbelievable. The other two guys I'd look at here, with all these guys out, that are in good matchups, Kevin Knox and Nasir Little. Both those guys are going to get run tonight, and they're in primo matchups against Sacramento.
Is Sharp playing?
Sharp is playing. He's the other guy. Yeah. Sharp is playing. He's also probably a very good choice here.
He's been putting up big points. I wouldn't touch the game. What I would play on this game is just the points, the line. I would take the Kings minus 14 points. Last 3 games, the Pelicans beat this shell of a team by 34 points. The Thunder had a close game, but the Thunder are the Thunder, right? They keep every game close. And then the Bulls, who are another legitimate playoff team, they beat this team by 28. So, and those were all home games. I guess this is a home game as well, but I think the Kings are just going to destroy this team tonight. So so look for opportunities, maybe lay off the player props and look for a game play on this one.
Yeah. Just on the Kings side, I didn't have anything, but Sabonis is in a very nice matchup here. But it's hard to say because Portland's a completely different team than what this matchup data was based on. So I guess
who knows how much he'll play. Yeah. So we didn't really have anything on this one. So okay.
All right.
That was all 10, and I guess you enjoy watching all those games tonight.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
All right. See ya.
Bye.